Good morning, good day. Much love to everybody out there. How the heck are you guys doing? I want to thank you guys for coming to my channel. This is a brand new YouTube channel, and it is here because I believe that we are at a precipice of a time in our humanity where the world is very, very sick. And I have been a victim of my own indulgences. I have been a victim of my own misunderstanding of what health is. And so I have had a long journey. Currently, the year is 2025. And in January 6th of 2025, my medical doctor, who I've known a very long time, was very upset with me. And he said, Jason, unless you start injecting insulin, you will be dead inside of 1 year. By this time next year, you will be dead. And I am not a big fan of Big Pharma. I'm not a big fan of taking pills to fix something that I have caused myself. And so I rejected the advice, I rejected the demand to immediately go and start injecting insulin. Now, he was even willing to pay to get me into a specialty inside of the United States of America, an insulin research unit that would get me on the right amount of insulin and make sure that I could survive. Now, before I go too far down this particular rabbit hole, I want to talk a little bit about before I had any idea that I was a diabetic type 2. Now, in the year 2021, I was living my life like I normally lived, not really health conscious, not really caring about my health at all. And I started losing my vision. And at first it was not extremely noticeable. And I'm in my 40s. I'm 40 at that point. I think I was 44. And so I was like, you know what? I think I'm just getting old. Must just be getting old. You know, you see some gray hair. You see some gray hair. Must be time. Losing my vision. I've always had really good vision. But I continued on. And my vision got worse. And it got worse. And it got worse. And it got to the point where I couldn't see anything. And so I went into the eye doctor. And he was like, yeah, you got really bad vision. And so I went and got these specialty glasses. Not even specialty, just regular glasses. And these glasses, I could see for a day or two. And as I was using my glasses, I could start seeing. But if I didn't have my glasses on, I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see screens. I couldn't see anything at all. And so I contacted him back and I said, Doc, these glasses, they didn't work. And he goes, yeah, they worked. And I said, no, Doc, I can't see anymore. Even with the glasses on, I can no longer see. And it got to the point where I was using a magnifying glass to see anything. On a screen, on a tablet, on anything. People. In fact, I remember playing a game of cards with my family. And I was almost in tears because I knew I was going blind. And I said, guys, this is probably the last time I'll ever be able to play cards with you guys. And so I got my cards up there. I got my little magnifying glass up there. And I'm playing a game. And it went to 0% vision. I could no longer see anything. I couldn't even see a clock, a big clock right next to my bed. And so as I was completely blind, to the point that I got a little piece of PVC stick and I was trying to find my way around. Now, my house is a little different than most people's houses because at the time I had 10 pit bulls that live in my house. And so I'm using my little stick to get around and try to figure out exactly how I'm going to survive. How do I even get from point A to point B? And when I contacted my eye doctor again, he goes, you got something else. You got some problems. And so I went and got a blood sugar monitor. And it wasn't a continuous one. It wasn't the new schooled one. I don't even know if those came out years ago. But I got it and I tested myself. And I was in the 400s. My blood sugar was so high that it was obvious that I had type 2 diabetes. Now, type 2 diabetes, for those who do not know, is insulin resistance. It means it's a carbohydrate overload. It means your body has taken on way too many carbs and you can no longer process any kinds of sugar at all. So, all of a sudden, immediately, I was like, wow, well, I know what my problem is. How do I fix this? And so I went down this journey and completely eliminated any kind of sugars, any kind of breads, any kind of things in my life. And it took about 3 months. 3 months, and I started getting my vision back. And it slowly came back. And for those that do not know, when you start losing your vision because of type 2 diabetes, it's a sign of the end, right? Because the rest of your organs in your body are dying. You are literally becoming so inflamed inside of your body that you are dying. And for those with type 2 diabetes, people lose their limbs. They lose their feet. They lose their fingers. They lose their arms. I mean, it is a deadly disease. Now, I guess you can call it a disease, but it is something that a lifestyle and the eating habits have completely done. And so for those years, I went blind a couple of times. I started losing my vision again, and it was to the point in January 6th, 2025 that I contacted my U.S. doctor again, and he gave me a death sentence. He said, you have 1 year or less left to live. And he also said something else. He said, even if you get on insulin at this point because of how far you have gone, you only have 5 or 6 years left to live. Now, that's a death sentence. That's something nobody wants to hear. When you hear something like that, you just are, well, it's over, right? What do you do? Well, this is where the year of 2025, I have begun a journey of not only surviving more than a year, but eliminating diabetes type 2 out of my life forever. And this is the journey that I would like to take you guys on. Because for those who are willing not to go under the hands of Big Pharma, for those who are willing to do the work, it is completely possible to reverse type 2 diabetes. It is completely possible to live with low blood sugar. And you don't have to inject yourself. You don't have to take metformin. You don't have to do any of this stuff that everybody does because that's what their doctors say to do. And so this channel is dedicated to not only thriving with type 2 diabetes, but eliminating it. And so I will be adding some shorts onto this channel for everybody to watch of people that I have watched. And the key to eliminating type 2 diabetes is 100% exercise and diet. Diet more than exercise, but the combo is absolutely the important piece. So if you are one of those people that struggle with this, that struggle with weight, well, I am going to provide a lot of answers. I am going to show you the shortcuts to surviving this and keeping your life together. I will be showing you guys dietary things. I will be showing you guys my blood sugars, various things that I eat, and more important, what I am doing right now is fasting. Doing a lot of fasting. Now, it's not just about fasting, but it's about making sure that we don't eat sugars. For those who do not know, sugar is a deadly concoction. It is processed. All this food in our American diets is highly processed. It means it's not even food anymore. It means that it is not things that our bodies can take like hundreds of years ago. Before the flour mills and before refined flour, before processed flour and foods, anything that you guys eat out of a box will be deadly to you and your family. So if you would like to take this journey with me, I ask that you will subscribe, that you will share these videos, and that you will be a part of my curing type 2 diabetes. So with that, everybody, welcome to this channel. My name is Jason Boss. I hope you guys will consider being a part of my family. Thank you so much. Have a great day.